Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Burbling. I am Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we are going to be learning about tag questions. I will review some information with the class and explain how tag questions are formed. Maybe we'll do a little practice. You can form some sentences, you the students. And we'll also be looking at the intonation in tag questions, as that is quite important. And we'll round out the class by I'll have you, the students, go ahead and ask each other some questions using the tag question format. So there it is, tag questions, our class at Burbling today, right now. Hello, Heidi. Welcome to the class.
Hello. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again as well. Where's everybody else?
I don't know.
Great.
I think this class was fully booked before.
Yeah, actually, every class I've done today was fully booked in advance, but then I've had several classes where I only had 4 or 5 people, 3, 4, 5 people. I don't know. Come on, lazy bones, let's go, people. Okay. Well, okay, come on in. Anyway, all of those of you out there in Verbling land, plenty of room, so come on in and join us. We're going to learn how to form tag questions in this class. Jose is with us. Hello, Jose.
Hi, teacher. Nice to see you again.
The pleasure is mine, as always.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the class, Jose. All right, guys, I'm going to get started. For those of you hesitant viewers out there in Verbling land, come on in and join me. Go ahead and pull the trigger. Doesn't matter when you join the class, really. Come on in and join us. We're going to get started. I'm going to do a screen share and talk to you guys a little bit about tag questions. Okie doke. First of all, first and foremost, probably most importantly, well, of importance is the fact that tag questions are basically spoken English. You are not going to see these in formal written English. They just don't work for formal written English, so this is a speaking thing. Sometimes a tag question is an actual question, depending on your intonation, and sometimes it's not really a question. It's more like a hesitant statement. Maybe you're hoping for a little confirmation, or possibly you're just trying to make conversation. When you make conversation with a new person, it's very common to ask them questions and to ask each other questions to initiate a conversation. Of course, that's just normal speaking. Tag questions kind of work the same way. They basically keep it easy for the other person, make it easy for the other person to respond or to have something to say. Mustafa has joined us. Hello. Hi, Mustafa.
Hello, teacher. How was your day today?
Busy, my man. Very busy. Yeah. Lots of back-to-back classes. What you say? Yeah. It was a busy day, wasn't it? Oh, tag question. All right. Well, how do we make a tag? Well, actually, it's quite mechanical. It's quite easy to understand. To make the tag part of the question, well, let's Let's look at an example here. It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, this is an example of a tag question. The first part is a statement. This part on the end, after the comma, isn't it? This is called the tag. So to form the tag, notice I'm using the same auxiliary. It is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, I'm using the same auxiliary, the first auxiliary. If there is no auxiliary, just basically the same idea as when you're forming questions. If there's no auxiliary and you want to form a question, same thing. You're going to use do, does, or did. A positive sentence or positive statement will be followed with a negative tag, isn't. Or a negative sentence, a negative statement, will be followed with a positive tag. Notice that we also, in our example, it's beautiful, isn't it? Notice in our tag we're using the contracted form, is not it. Okay, again, to reiterate, it's spoken English. Notice I don't say actually correctly. Full form would be is it not? That is not incorrect. Okay, it is beautiful, is it not? Of course, that is perfectly okay to say it that way in full form. But usually we use the contractions. That's normal to use contractions. It sounds a little bit more formal, doesn't it? It is beautiful, is it not? Sounds a little bit more formal and poetic, I guess. Okay, let's look at some examples here and talk about them a little bit, and then I'll have you guys practice. Then after that, we're going to talk about intonation. Hello, Rafa. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, teacher. Hi, everybody.
Hi, hi. Welcome to the class. Okay, let's take a look at some examples here. He has been, hasn't he? Okay, this statement, of course, is in the, well, it's in the present perfect tense, okay? So with present perfect, we're going to use the auxiliary has. He has, or they have been, haven't they, if it was a plural. So we use the same auxiliary to form the tag. All right, pretty simple. Now, we occasionally form tag questions with modals, as in the next two examples here. You can, can't you? Very simple tag question. Modals are more or less a form of auxiliary. They help other verbs usually. It can be used by itself, of course, as in you can. Okay, and the next one, it must be, mustn't it? Using the modal must. So the tag will use the modal must. That's it. Now, of course, if you don't have an auxiliary for the next example, you know him, don't you? This is where you're going to have to use do or did or does. Right? He finished it. Again, no, in our statement, no auxiliary verb, no helper verb. He finished it, didn't he? Future tense? Sure, no problem. We can do this in their statement can be in any tense, actually, with a tag question. He will come, won't he? All right. Contracted form of will not. All right. That's basically it. Same thing. Oh, yeah, with the negative statement, I forgot. Okay. It isn't very good, is it? All right. It just reverses. The statement is negative, so the tag is positive. Still, again, the same rule in effect. I'm still using the first auxiliary. I say first auxiliary because what if you're using, I don't know, a perfect continuous form? Okay, let's say past perfect. He was coming, wasn't he? Okay. He will have been coming, won't he? Whatever. You can use any tense. The first auxiliary will appear in the tag. Only the first auxiliary. It can't be, can it? All right, in the negative. Again, all right. If it's a negative statement, negative present tense, present simple, or present past, we have to use the do auxiliary, so you see it twice. Jenny doesn't know James, does she? Or they didn't leave, did they? All right, that's the idea. Okay, a couple of, he won't do it, will he? Future tense. Notice a couple of things here. There isn't an ATM here, is there? Notice with there. Even though the subject noun, of course, is ATM, an ATM. Notice the tag. If we start a tag question with there, the tag will have there. Is there? And this polite language tag question. And by the way, we do use tag questions a lot in polite language. You will have another cup of coffee, won't you? You will spend the night, won't you? Usually with will, but here's another alternative. Let's have a cup of coffee. Shall we? Notice use of shall here. This is a little bit of an exception. This is considered very polite language. So I'm using shall here. All right. Okay, let's. I want to hear what you guys can do. Whatever you want to do, a negative or positive. Go ahead. Feel free to experiment a little. Let's see what you guys can come up with. Heidi, go ahead and form up a tag question.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
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 Yeah. Go ahead.
What I have to do?
Form a tag question. That's it. You can use a positive statement, negative tag. You can try a negative statement, positive tag.
Mhm.
Whatever. Do whatever you'd like.
Anything okay?
Yeah.
Are you serious, aren't you?
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Here is okay. Wait a minute. Now, the first part has to be a statement. Are you serious? It would be a question. Right, Heidi?
Oh, okay. You are serious.
That's it. Now you're talking. That's it. That's it, exactly. This is a common mistake people make. You are serious, aren't you? Very good. And this would be a very common, useful, practical tag question. But are you not? Okay. Gives me an idea, though. I want to point something out before we continue. Okay. How am I gonna end this tag? I am brilliant. Heidi?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, how am I gonna end this? How am I gonna?
I'm
What
brilliant.
tag?
I'm tired.
What's that?
I'm tired.
It has to be aren't I.
Not aren't.
No. There is no such. There is no am not conjunction. You can say, okay, now I could say as an alternative. All right. Wait. Let me move this. Say like this. I am brilliant. Whoops. Come on. I could say not. Wait. There. Am I not? I could say it like this. All right. That way I'm using the same auxiliary, right? Well, or the verb to be. I am brilliant. Am I not? All right. This is possible, but if we're going to use a contraction, we would use aren't I. I know it's a little bit strange. I realize that. Now you may hear this one, but please don't use this. You may hear, I am brilliant, ain't I? Because that does not make you sound brilliant. Makes you kind of sound dumb. Ain't is not a word. However, it is a contracted form of am I not, basically. I am not, ain't I ain't, I am not. However, it is not an acceptable contracted form, and we can't use it. Of course, in normal English, to say I am not, we can't contract am and not. We just can't. So we would normally contract I'm not hungry, for example. All right. Anyway, in the tag, it would be okay to say I'm brilliant, am I not? Or aren't I? This is grammatically acceptable. This is okay to do this. All right, a weird little exception with tag questions, along with this shall we thing. This is a little strange as well. Jose, can you go ahead and attempt to form a tag question?
Yes. It is wonderful, isn't it?
It is wonderful. Yes, it is.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Okay. It is wonderful, isn't it? Yes, Jose, it is wonderful. It is wonderful. Listen to my reaction to Jose there. Yes, Jose, it is wonderful. Notice how much
wonderful. Okay.
Notice how I'm agreeing with him and how much I'm stressing is.
Yes.
Yeah, this would be a classic way to reply. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Mustafa, can you give me an example of a tag question?
Okay. There isn't Alex in your last class?
There isn't what?
Alex, the person, classmate, our classmate, Alex.
Okay.
In your last class? Is there?
Okay, well, I got a problem with the verb tense here. And that is because, Mustafa, my last class happened in my past.
There wasn't.
Ah, yeah, that works better for me.
And was there.
There wasn't, okay. There wasn't Alex in your last class, was there? Now, wait a minute here. Well, it's a little strange to say there wasn't Alex in your last class. It's weird to say this with a person, you know, as a statement, as a sentence.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
right? It wouldn't be
Okay.
much more normal to say Alex wasn't in your last class. Was he?
Huh, okay, okay. Okay, Alex was in your last class. Yeah, that make more sense. I think it's we cannot use it with the person in that way. There wasn't maybe something like there wasn't a cup of tea or something like this. Then it would
Yeah,
be make
something.
sense.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example with my class. Alex wasn't in your last.
Was he?
Yeah, was he? Now, okay, just to write the example. I'll give you something else besides a person. How about this? How about there wasn't time? There wasn't time in your last
Mm,
class, was there?
mm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now that makes perfect sense. All right, time for what? I don't know. Time to do it. Whatever. Time to talk about tag questions in your last class.
Yeah,
Was there?
enough time.
There wasn't enough time in your last class, was there? Yeah, that works perfectly fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good though. You guys are experimenting a little, and that's great. Rafa?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the tube was very crowded,
Uh,
wasn't it?
tube. Heck? Waiting. Okay, yesterday the tube was very crowded, wasn't it? Yeah, that's going to work. That's fine. Indeed. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay. Now, if I'm going to reply, I'm going to use, not probably, I should use the same auxiliary. So replying to you guys' examples, if Heidi said, you're serious, aren't you? I would say, yes, I am. Just replying with the verb to be. When we use the verb to be, we don't need do, by the way, even though the verb to be is functioning as the main verb. It's just the same as in regular English sentences. All right. If I'm using the verb to be, even though it's present simple or present past, it's not necessary. Even though I don't need an auxiliary verb, I also don't need do. Same goes for tag questions. I am brilliant, am I not? Yeah. Yes, you are. Would that be the way to answer that, I guess? All right, Jose's question. It is wonderful. Yes, it is wonderful. Sure. All right. There wasn't time in your last class, was there? No, there wasn't. Alex wasn't in your class, was he? No, he wasn't. Okay. No. Okay. Now let's take this.
Teacher, what do you mean by the tube?
What's that? The tube?
The tube. Yeah.
Well, I believe Rafa means the subway.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, very British. Americans never use this. I guess I should mention. I recognize it, but Americans never use this. We just say the subway or the train commonly. Okay. So it's beautiful, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think it's fabulous. And again, very much you're going to be highlighting. You would often, it's very normal to highlight. If you agree with the tag statement, it's very normal to highlight the auxiliary. Yes, it is. It isn't very good, is it? No, it isn't. It's terrible. Okay, this would be very normal. Okay, so in a normal conversation, well, this is very true. They're quite automatic. They just kind of flow. They come out. Now, we do have to talk about the intonation. Statements are normally said with the following intonation. Yeah, okay, absolutely. The statement part, or the front part of the tag question, has normal sentence. Just as in normal sentences, we normally, when we make a statement, we use falling intonation at the end of a statement. At the end of a statement, our intonation or our pitch will fall. Yes, no questions are normally said with rising intonation. Of course they are. For example, Jose, did you have breakfast today?
Yes, sorry.
I said, Jose, did you have breakfast today?
Didn't you?
No, no, no. I just want you to actually. I'm asking a normal
Okay.
question. I'm asking a normal question. So, I'm demonstrating a yes/no question with rising intonation. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Yes, I did.
All right. So he's got to basically answer yes or no when you ask a
Okay.
question with rising intonation. Now, if I want to ask an information question, I would do it like this. Jose, what did you have for breakfast? Notice have for
I
breakfast.
I had for breakfast some milk coffee, a toast with olive oil and tomato.
Wow. Very nutritious. Good for you.
Yes.
Terrific. Okay, so normal questions. And never mind tag questions, we use rising intonation for yes/no questions and falling intonation usually for information question. Tag endings, or the tags, is a little bit different. There's two different intonations. Okay, falling and rising. All right, here symbolized by the arrow going down and the arrow going up. Okay, the intonation, the final falling or final rising, the tag endings is in addition to the intonation of the statement. After the normal falling intonation of the statement, there will be another intonation for the tag ending, falling or rising. This is actually very normal. In normal speech, whenever you have a comma, you're going to need another intonation pattern for the new clause. So nothing new there. This is quite basic. But I can do this two different ways. For example, question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Difficult, falling, isn't it? Falling. Or alternatively, question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Okay. Which one of these is an actual question? First or second? Mustafa? The first.
Can you repeat your question? Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Which? Okay, there's two alternatives here. Down, down, or down, up. Which one is an actual question? The first, question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Or the second, question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Isn't it?
The second.
Sorry. The second is an actual question. We do sometimes use a tag question as an actual question when we're really not sure. The first one, we're pretty sure of the information. So, falling. We're basically, we just want to make conversation, or we want confirmation. We want to make sure. Maybe we're 98% sure, not 100% sure, but we're pretty sure. We would just possibly like some confirmation of the information. Okay. Tag endings with falling intonation. Okay, the person who asked the question is fairly sure that the statement before the tag ending is correct. All right, well, this is what I just said. Maybe 98% sure, so they want some confirmation. In addition, another place where we commonly use final falling intonation on the tag part of the question is an accusation. But think about that. Quite obviously, we're going to be darn sure 100%, or we're not going to accuse somebody. For example, if I say, Rafa, you stole my money, didn't you? All right. This is obviously I'm sure, right? What does it sound like if I say, Rafa, you stole my money, didn't you?
It looks like you are 95% sure, but no more.
Yeah. Well, when you're accusing someone or blaming someone for something, you better be pretty sure of what you're saying. Well, I think that's kind of obvious. You stole my money, didn't you? You are basically never going to hear someone say, you stole my money, didn't you? That sounds like you're crazy. Why would you say it? Even say such a nasty thing unless you were sure. So it makes no sense in an accusation to have rising intonation for the tag. By the way, using tags for accusations is fairly common. It fits the mold. You're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure. Okay. So, also, for example, all right, I think a question is difficult and want to know if you feel the same way. So, I would say question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Now, how do you answer? Positive tag, negative, positive statement, negative tag. Yes, it's difficult. You answer the question. You basically answer this part. You agree with this. Yes, it's difficult, or you can disagree. There's no rule that you don't have to agree. Just because speaker 1 is sure of something, I could say there are space aliens that have. I can say, wait, space aliens have taken over the White House, haven't they? Now, you may agree with me, yes, they have, or you may disagree. No, I don't think Obama is a space alien. Or you may say, I don't know. I'm not sure. All those answers are correct. Even if even if I reverse the order of my tag, if I have a negative statement and a positive tag, question 4 isn't difficult, is it? Notice the answers. Yes, it is difficult. They're the same. They're exactly the same, no matter which order we put the tag in. Positive, negative, negative, positive. Notice that the answers are exactly the same. Question 4 isn't difficult, is it? Yes, it is difficult. Even though you're basically disagreeing when you say yes, it's difficult. Okay, but the answers are actually the same. You're going to just answer whether you think it's difficult or not, no matter the form of the tag, in other words. Okay, let's look at tag endings with rising intonation. Okay, so rising intonation on the end of a sentence, any sentence, it shows uncertainty. I can take, for example, a simple statement, it's going to rain. All right, I sound pretty sure. But if I use rising intonation or final rising intonation, it's going to rain. Now I sound not so sure. In fact, it sounds like I'm actually making a question. Okay, same idea here with the tags. Okay. However, the idea is because you're using a tag, you want confirmation. So regardless if it's rising or falling, basically you use a tag question because you want the other person to confirm or not or disagree with the information. You want them to reply, in other words. Basically, we use tag questions as a way of making sure the listener is going to reply to us. Okay. All right, so example, maybe. I think I have the answer for question 4, but I'm not sure. I want to see if you agree with me, or maybe you'll tell me what the answer actually is. So I might use this rising intonation. Question 4 is difficult, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. Are you crazy? Or I don't know. Okay. Fine. When we reverse negative and positive in the tag question, question 4 isn't difficult, is it? Is it? Yes, it is difficult. Notice again, the answers are really just the same. You're either you're basically answering the positive part. Question 4 is difficult. Yes, it's difficult. Is it? Yes, it's difficult. You're basically answering it as if it's a positive question. It doesn't matter if the first speaker uses a negative or positive. The listener or respondent is going to respond as if it's a positive question. Basically, you answer the same way. Actually, sometimes, to be honest, with negative tag questions, even native speakers get confused sometimes about how they're supposed to answer this. But, well, here's your answer. Just doesn't matter how they say it. Your answer is the same. Okay, so the answers for tag questions are the true answers. They may or may not be the expected answers. You answer with the answer that you think is true, unless you're lying. So again, he's a negative. David Sperling isn't married. Is he? Yes, he's married. Okay. Basically, you're answering with the true answer. Yeah, he's married. His wife's name is Dow. Another example, Dave Sperling has 2 sons. It's positive with a negative tag, doesn't he? No. He has 1 son and 1 daughter. So basically, you're answering a tag question with the true answer to the question, whether the person's, however they're forming the tag question. That's the key. Okay. I think somebody last time. Now we're going to try this again. We're going to go around and make a tag question, but the next person in line will answer the question before they give me another example. So Heidi, and also try to focus on your intonation. Another thing I mentioned in accusations or blaming someone, you're going to use falling intonation on your tag. You stole my money, didn't you? Another way that you're pretty much going to use always falling intonation, if you're giving an opinion about something, you're not going to question your own opinion. That's unless you're crazy or unless you're schizophrenic. That doesn't make sense. She's a beautiful woman, isn't she? Why would you say she's a beautiful woman, isn't she? I can't tell. I don't know how to form an opinion about if someone's beautiful or not. that sounds ridiculous. So of course, if you're giving an opinion in your statement, you're going to follow it with a falling tag, falling intonation tag. It only makes sense. Okay, anyway, Heidi.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tag question, whatever you want.
I already explained about that, didn't I?
Okay. I've used this one before. Pretty sure. Pretty sure I've used this one here on Verbling. Okay. Didn't I? A little bit rising intonation. She's kind of a little bit questioning. Now this is one where the tag could be falling or rising. I don't know. We don't know. How sure is she that she explained it? Maybe she forgets a lot. Okay, Jose. First of all,
Yes.
answer her question. How could you answer this? Jose?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, you did.
Oh, that's better. Yes, you did. Okay.
Yes, you did.
There you go. Yes, you did. All right. That works. All right. Fine. Okay, Jose, give me an example of a tag question.
I heard that you have lost your job. Haven't you lost?
Okay. Hang on. Okay, wait a minute. Now, hang on. Well, first of all, okay, wait a second. First of all, Jose.
Yes.
All right. I heard that you have lost your job. Okay, now. All right. This is interesting. Jose.
Yes.
I is the subject noun. Heard is the main verb.
Okay. Okay.
This,
That's
that. Okay.
that's
Okay.
that's
Okay. Go ahead.
doesn't you?
No.
No?
No. This would be very funny.
I
How could I use a tag for this? Does anybody know? Because this is interesting.
I have heard.
No.
I have heard.
Didn't you hear?
Didn't. Okay. Getting closer.
Nope.
But it's subject
Didn't you hear?
actually would be this. The only way to make a tag for your statement is didn't I? I heard that you have lost your job. Didn't I? Didn't I hear it? See,
Okay.
what you got to realize is your subject noun is I, and your main verb is heard. This, all of this is extra information in the form of a relative clause with a relative pronoun. That. So I heard, didn't I? Is basically this is extra. You can just throw this out. I heard, didn't I?
Okay.
Right. So this would be really kind of weird. So if you wanted to say this in a tag question, you would probably get rid of this first part. I heard, or I'm sorry, you've lost your job, haven't you? Like that. So it would be weird to say, I heard that you have lost your job, didn't I? I heard that you have lost your job, didn't I? I guess it's possible, you know. It was a little strange, a little, but it is possible. Maybe that's kind of a polite way to, a weird way to say it, but yeah, it's not very direct. It's kind of an indirect way to ask a tag question. Interesting. I heard that you have lost your job, didn't I? Well, I guess that's possible. It's really indirect.
Okay.
Right? It's much more direct to say, you lost your job, haven't you? But maybe you're trying to be delicate. All right. Mustafa, how would you answer this?
No. Did I?
You don't know if you've lost your job?
I have a doubt.
Have doubts whether you've lost your job or not?
No. I feel if maybe it is like a rumor and he tried to mock me.
No. Right. Well, did I? Okay. Did I lose my job? Okay. So in reality, the question is, I heard.
So
This
it
may
would be
be,
yes.
I have to add, this may be the case where you say, did you?
Did you?
Okay, you may answer a question with a question. I heard that you've lost your job, didn't I? Did you? And then you would probably actually say the answer. Okay, it'd be very strange to answer this at all. Basically, you'd answer with the truth, Mustafa. No, I didn't, or yes, I'm afraid so. Okay? Even though he's saying it being polite, basically he's asking an indirect question. He's basically using like polite instead of just directly asking the question. It's like when we say, do you think you could tell me what time the store closes? The actual question is, do you think you could tell me? That's a yes or no question. Yes, I can tell you what time the store closes, but I'm not really the question is, what time does the store close? But he's asking indirectly. So this is interestingly strange, but it's sort of like an indirect tag question. Very interesting. And to be honest with you guys, this doesn't really happen. Tag questions are generally formal and along the lines of trying to keep a conversation going. So although this is grammatically correct now, and it's very interesting for me even to think about and look at, I don't think it's very normal. It would be normal to say, no, I didn't. I don't think it's a very normal way to ask a tag question. Quite odd. But interesting. Very interesting, Jose. And thanks for bringing it to my attention. I didn't really know you could do that, actually.
Okay.
Because I never heard that before. I never heard somebody say, pardon me, you can tell me what time the store closes, can't you? For example. There's another example. Pardon me, you can tell me what time the store closes, can't you? I guess that's possible. But of course you would answer, the store closes at 5. Right? Okay, it's just an indirect question. Mustafa, go ahead. Give me an example of a tag question.
This class is finished, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, that works. All right, very good. Rafa, you want to answer this one?
Yes. No, it isn't.
Yes, no, it isn't. You're confusing me. Yes, you want to answer the question? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Okay, again, you would probably put some extra stress here on the isn't. No, it isn't.
Isn't.
No, it isn't. Yeah, you might add something else. Are you crazy? Do you not own a watch? Do you not have a clock on your computer? Okay. Rafa,
Mm.
question.
Yesterday you talk with my boss, didn't you? Talk in past, I think.
Talked.
Talk.
You need a little extra T sound. You talked with my boss.
Didn't you?
Didn't you? Okay. All right. And Heidi, how would you answer this?
Hmm.
How would you answer this question?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, I did. What's it to you?
Yeah, I did. But I couldn't understand what he was saying.
I did. Okay. Yeah, okay. I like this. Okay, I couldn't understand him. I'll shorten it a little bit, but this. Yeah, now the idea is to continue the conversation, to get confirmation and to find out, to get the other person to give more information. This is more realistic as to how you would answer a tag question. You would add a little extra information. It's kind of understood without saying that the reason we're using tag questions is we're trying to keep a conversation going between the two of us. So actually, I like Heidi's answer because she's adding a little bit. And then she might say, he doesn't make much sense, does he? Okay. And her turn, trying to keep the conversation going. Okay. Heidi, now go ahead and ask Jose a question.
Mhm.
Some you maybe you know something about him, or you think you know something about him, or you want to know something about him.
Next month, you have. No, it's not good.
Okay.
You already prepared for the speech, didn't you? For your speech.
All right. Okay. Okay. Jose, how would you answer that?
Yes, I did.
Did you? What speech? What speech? Okay. True answer. If there is no speech, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Sorry. What speech? What are you talking about? Okay, Jose, you want to know anything about Mustafa? Now's your chance. Or is there something you know about Mustafa?
Yes. You are married, aren't you?
You are what?
Married.
Married. Okay. You're married, aren't you? Mustafa?
No, I'm not.
Well, there's your answer. Jose? No, he's not. Okay, no, I am not. Notice the emphasis, actually. Something like this, all right? No, I am not. Probably would most likely emphasize not to show. Another thing we do with intonation, we stress the word that is a contradiction or that is wrong. We always do. Do you want the blue one or the? Do you want vanilla ice cream? No, I hate vanilla. I want chocolate. Like that. We emphasize the correction. Mustafa, what do you want to know about Rafa? Or what is something you think you know about Rafa?
Rafa, Rafa from your picture. So it would be like, it hasn't called, has it?
Wait a minute. What? This doesn't
Cold,
quite make sense.
cold.
Yeah, but it still won't make sense. It hasn't cold. That doesn't make sense. We can't. You can have a cold. It can't have a cold. It just doesn't make sense. It would have to be. It isn't cold.
Okay.
Do you see? This can't be. There's no. I can't say. Does it have cold where you live? That doesn't make sense. I need to say. Is it cold where you live? Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, present tense.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Rafa.
Yes, of course, it is.
Okay. Of course it is. Yeah, can't you tell his picture? Rafa's from Antarctica.
From Iceland.
From Iceland?
Yeah, I went there 2 years ago, and it was so beautiful landscape. I took some photos. And in my country, we haven't so cold. We haven't this weather. For this reason, I like this picture.
Okay. We haven't got this weather. There, if you want to talk
We
about
haven't,
weather
yeah.
and cold, we haven't got cold like they do there. All right. That's how you would use have to talk about weather. There you go.
I forgot.
Okay.
Okay.
One more question for Heidi, Rafa.
I'm from Iceland, aren't I, Heidi?
What? My goodness. Now, sorry, really cracks me up. The only way you would ask this tag question is if you had bumped your head on a block of
Yeah.
ice, and you could
Yeah.
no
Or
longer.
with a little Alzheimer.
A little Alzheimer's, perhaps Alzheimer's. Perhaps you're in a terrible accident and you've bumped your head. But other than that, of course, this would be an impossible question. Heidi, how are you going to answer this crazy question?
I don't know. Where are you?
Well, there you go. I don't know. Okay. I don't know where
You are. Where you are? Do
you
I?
are. I don't know where you are from.
You're from. Do
Yeah.
I?
Oh, with a tag question. I don't know where you're from, do I? Okay, two people with Alzheimer's practicing tag questions. That's what this is. Okay. God bless all you people with Alzheimer's. But anyway, hopefully by having these crazy questions, you can see the point. We don't need to ask questions about ourselves. When we're giving our opinion, I'm crazy, aren't I? We're going to be sure of that information. We're going to use falling intonation. This class is really over now, isn't it? Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Okay. I'm thanking you all now and saying goodbye, aren't
Thank you
I?
very much.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take
you
care.
are.
Bye bye.
Yes, you are. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.